Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica, and today we're going to talk nerd math. This was our board as we last left it. We are now going to take away some things. We're going to put some things back in. What we're going to do is put in our mace. What we're doing right now on the channel is we are focusing on mace not as a muscle building activity, but as a complexity building activity. What we're using is a lightweight for a long period of time. What we have is we have our basic kettlebell program: swing, clean and press, Turkish get up, squat. We had sandbag heavy and light, and we had chest press series heavy and light. We're just going to pull off the sandbag series and the chest press series right now because they're ancillary to this concept. So we've pulled out our sandbag and our chest press series. We've gone back to our basic kettlebell program, focusing on 5 basic things: clean, press, swing, Turkish get up, squat. And now we're going to add in mace. The way that we're treating mace right now is a lightweight for time, timed activity, non-stop, never putting the weight down. So it is a light back burner exercise, and we are leaving our heavy strength building exercises as they are. This is a bit more advanced. Most people are going to be just fine doing this. If you have more time, then I recommend you add something like mace in. Mace being very, very light, it goes for long periods of time. So go through the mace videos starting at the beginning, and there's usually 2 to 3 minutes of mace activity per video because there's usually a left, usually a right, and sometimes there's an alternating in those videos. So start at the beginning and you have maybe 10 minutes of training, and then add one more exercise each time, and you could add 2 to 3 minutes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna build our mace up to 60 minutes. This is not for everybody. A lot of people don't have this much time. If you are limited on time, you focus on the things that are the most effective first. Kettlebells are the most effective thing that you can do. Heavy weight, small package, doesn't require a lot of equipment, doesn't require a lot of space. After that, we go to our heavy club swinging, same thing. The basics are all there. All of our lateral plane basics are in the heavy club swinging. When we add in mace, we are adding just massive amounts more complexity. Clubs stay relatively simple for a long period of time because you're adding weight to those. With the mace, you're adding complexity because we want complexity. Complexity is something that the human mind craves. If you just do the same activity every day forever, you will go crazy. We don't want to do that. You can go to the gym and you can do all your gym machines for limited amounts of time each year and still survive and still get a lot of benefit out of them. You can do 6 months of gym training and hammer it out and get super jacked for a brief period of time, and that's great. The more years you do that, the better off you're going to be. And you'll see great examples of this in Hollywood. People like Hugh Jackman been doing this since 2000. First X-Men movie, wasn't in all that great a shape, but then he built up, and every movie he did after that, they went back into training and they added more weight and they worked on those basic exercises over and over and over again. You can't do just that forever. It just doesn't work. Your brain needs complexity, just like your mind craves travel, it craves different types of food. Your brain craves different types of movement. That's where we're gonna put mace right now. You can do mace as a heavy, isolated strength building activity, but why? When we have clubs, which can be way heavier, way more controllable, and fill that category for pure strength in weight swinging much better. Mace, think about the range that you're going to be operating at is probably 10 to 20 pounds. You can go 25 pounds, 35 pounds, but then you're going to have to isolate the complexity down to get back to just doing 360s. If you have maces all the way up to 50 pounds, that's great, but are you going to be doing coin flip mills with it? Probably not. I absolutely guarantee you're not going to be doing that. If you're going to be doing the fancy stuff, the complexity, then you're going to be in that 10 to 20 pound range. Almost everybody's going to start at 10 if you're a man, and if you're a female, then you're probably going to want to start a little bit lower than that because you are lighter than that. It's weight classes. Think about weight classes. Men tend to be twice as heavy as women in general. These are vast generalities. Do not quote me on that. But for the most part, women might start highly complex mace swinging at the 7 pound range, and that's excellent. because we're building up to 60 minutes of never putting the weight down. So we're gonna put our mace up here on the board. We're gonna put the mace up here on the board at 5 days a week. That might be too much for most people in the beginning, but not if you start at 10 minutes a day. It is separate than this whole kettlebell section. So you can either do it in the morning or at night, opposite of this. Usually you'd like to have about 6 hours in between if you're new to mace. If you're not new to mace, then you could stack them all the way on top of each other. I will go out and I will do all of this plus an hour of mace back to back and stack it up into an hour and a half. No big deal. The heavy part is usually short. The light part is very, very, very long. And I want to run my mace usually 5 days a week, mostly because it's also filling a role of low-level cardio. How do we know? Heart rate monitors. Heart rate monitor, my mace heart rate never gets above about 130 unless I just do 10 minutes of mace legs all at one section, which does happen occasionally. But these are generally less controlled. So what I do is I put my mace in this program and I reorder the exercises every day. I am changing and creating new exercises every day because that's what I like to do. Other people won't be doing that, but you will be doing that if you set a timer and you start doing this. When you get up to about 30 minutes, you're going to start to discover that you can create your own exercises very quickly. Inside circle, outside circle, alternating circle, inside circle to coin flip, outside circle to coin flip, inside circle, coin flip, change hand, outside circle, coin flip, change hands. It goes on and on and on and on. I'm not really treating this what you would consider as mace flow. I'm treating it as a series of 1 minute exercises with a left, a right, and then a connector activity. Isolate, isolate, integrate, add one step over and over and over again. And building this up towards a 60-minute mark with your lightest weight. When you have a heavier weight, and this could be mace light, mace medium, mace light, mace medium, mace light. Mace light could be 60 minutes. Mace medium will start that process over. You have a 10-pound weight as your mace light, and you have a 15-pound as your mace medium, because nobody makes a 12.5 pounder right now. If they did, this whole thing would be way easier. You will start your mace medium over at 10 minutes, and you will add 1 to 2 minutes each time, and you will build up. You will keep your mace light at 60 minutes, and you will build up your mace medium back to the 60-minute mark. Then you can go back and have a mace light and a mace heavy. We kind of drop the medium in the mace because it gets a little dicey just because we don't have a 12.5 or a 17.5 weight. Keep the mace light all the time, all the way through, and then turn that mace medium into a mace heavy and start it over at 10 minutes with, say, a 20-pound club. Getting above 20 pounds for high complex movement gets a little bit dicey because it's going for 60 minutes. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. Does it work super great? No, because we don't have the 12.5 and the 17.5 as intermediate steps. When we get the money, we will start making 12.5s and 17.5s specifically to solve this problem so that we can build up to a 20-pound mace for high levels complexity at 60 minutes. But as it stands, we can keep our kettlebell and add that mace all the way through, and it will work out very well. Basically what you're doing is you're replacing an hour of TV with an hour of forced creativity. If you run through the exercises long enough, change the order every day, your brain will start to create those new movement patterns and fill in holes that you didn't know were there. I'm going to continue to make mace videos. I'm sure we can get to 200 videos without it being too crazy. We're just going to keep adding and changing things over and over and over again. Every time you watch a video, there's going to be 1 to 2 things different. We try to keep it to one thing different each time because we're training your brain. Think of mace as a whole new language. Think of all of these apparatus as whole new languages. Kettlebells, fundamental language. Heavy clubs, another language. Mace, kind of a romance language related to clubs very heavily, but they are different. Think of mace having more flourish. Take that nerd math idea and plug it in and start working on those mace things with this. Now we will also have more videos where we will put kettlebells on the board, clubs on the board, and mace on the board. And we're going to keep going through all these various program ideas over and over and over again until you guys start to figure out how to create your own program. The goal of all of these programming videos is for you to figure out how to balance your own load between light, heavy, heavy, light, light, medium over and over and over again. The goal here is to have one section be really hard, something be easy, something be easier, something be hard. We're always trying to combine something light with something hard over and over and over again in order to get the most out of our body. When we're tired, we do light, but we can't do all light all the time forever. We have to have heavy, we have to have light. It has to alternate back and forth. Work on that idea.